Hello, I'm Tyler Weaver from Picnic, and welcome to my lightning talk about your robot on ROS 2. A couple weekends ago, I got the MyCobot from Elephant Robotics working on ROS 2 and MoveIt 2, and it was a lot easier than you might think, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about. So what do you need? You need a C++ interface to your robot. That means you can connect to it and initialize it, read and write state. State in this case is just joint positions. You have to write what's called a ROS2 control hardware interface. And there are three main points. You have to export interfaces, do lifecycle transitions, and read and write from your robot. Here is the basic class structure. There's two important things I want to point out. This is a plugin lib, and you see that macro down there at the bottom. And the second thing is you have in the state of this class, you have an array that holds your ARM positions and another one that holds your ARM commands or your joint positions, joint commands. ROS2 is going to use that, and I'll show you how later in the write and read functions to send you commands that you send down to the robot, and then you're going to use it to write state from the robot that you read, that it will read and then ferry into the rest of the ROS2 system. So the first thing you have to write is mostly copy and paste. It's this export state interfaces, export command interfaces. This just tells ROS2 control about the those two arrays that we just talked about and the names of the joints, and that in this case they are position interfaces. Next, there are lifecycle transitions. This is what you will use to initialize your robot, maybe connect over TCP/IP or serial, and configure, maybe put it in a good state to start receiving commands, and activate and deactivate, maybe enable and disable your joints. Lastly, there's read and write. This is sort of the meat of how it works. This runs in the real-time loop inside ROS2 control. All read does is inside read, you have to read the joint positions from your robot and write it into the array that ROS2 control can then read. And then write, all you do is you take the commanded positions in the command array and write them down to your robot. Lastly, I have a video to share with you. This is proof that the MyCobot 2 works. This is a couple weekends ago. I got it working. You can see it executing here on my floor. The easiest part of this whole thing was the actually the ROS2 control interface. It is wonderful, and it's so much easier than in ROS1. The hardest part was the launch files. A lot of people in ROS2 struggle with launch files, and that's just because there's a lot of work you can do to make it a lot better, and we're working on making it better. But I encourage you to get your robot set up on ROS2, and I'm here to answer questions. Thank you.